Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be working on a new journal that I'm creating using the Simple Daisies digital kit from Sunflowers and Doors. I'm going to be assembling my journal today, and I'm going to use a type of binding that I haven't used before. Okay, so I am creating a journal using the Simple Daisies kit from Mandy at Sunflowers and Doors, and I'm going to I've already collected up all my papers, except I need to print out a couple more sheets because I'm using 2 sheets to cover my covers that I had forgotten about. Unfortunately, at this point in time, my computer is not here and I cannot reprint these. So what I'm going to do at the moment is I'm just going to do the cover, show you how I'm doing the cover, and then when I've reprinted the pages to go in the journal, I'll come back and assemble it. I'm going to use a different binding this time. I'm going to use this fabric, which is like an upholstery sample, and I'm going to use that to do like the tab binding. I haven't done that before and I want to try something different, so that's what I'm going to do. So at the moment I'm just going to cover these covers. I'm going to cover both sides. My pages are just a normal A4 page folded in halves, so I've cut my covers so that they're slightly bigger. So if I line that up there, you can see that I've just got like 1/16 of an inch top and bottom and 1/8 of an inch on the outside, because these will be bound flush. I could trim that down to 1/16, but I'll wait and see how I go and if I want to. So I have stitched around all of my pages with on my sewing machine, so they have all been stitched around, and the ones for the front cover I've stitched around as well, and then I've cut them in halves. So now I just need to decide. So I'm going to put this white side on the inside because the ink doesn't stick very well to that. I have disguised it a little and it does look okay because they're white daisies and it's fine. But for the actual cover I'm going to use the other side, which I have inked around, and you can see that that's good. That's just excellent the way that sort of just fits, but just has that little bit of craft colour, I guess you'd call it, showing around the outside. So that's my front cover and that's my back cover. So these are the outsides, and these are the papers that I have cut in half, and I think I'd like this one on the front, and well, any of these others will be fine anywhere. That one can go on the outside back, and then for the inside back I'll do that one, and that gives me that one then for the inside back. Okay, so I'm going to use my art glitter glue to attach these. Now, as I said, I'm going to use that tab binding. I haven't done it before, but I saw Natasha at Treasure Books do it and I really like the idea, and it makes your journal sit nice and flat. Now, I have got another video where I created this little embellishment using this same paper range, and I mentioned in that video, I'll put a link to it in the description box below if you like, I mentioned in that video that this will be my granddaughter's yearly book for 2023. So that's my plan at the moment. I'm having dinner with my daughter and my granddaughter tomorrow night, so I will just check with her that she still wants a book for the year, and if she does, well, this will be it. I think this kit is excellent for a younger person, I think. I think it's really suitable for that. I mean, it's excellent for anybody, but I think if you're making a journal for a young person, this is a very good collection for that. So I'm going to run over that now with my bone folder. And this is, of course, a full A4 sheet. Just wiping any excess glue off. So that's the outside of that one, and that's going to be on the inside. So I'll just pop that aside and I'll do the outside of this one next. This is the outside. Should have inked around it, shouldn't I? I didn't do that. So these are just printed on, I think it's 110 GSM, so it's heavier than your standard copier paper, but it's not a card stock. And that's the thickness of the papers I like to use as pages in my journals, so that they're a bit sturdier than your normal copier paper. When I do coffee dyeing though, I do use normal copier paper, so the coffee dyed pages in this will be your general 80 GSM. I don't know. I can never remember what that is in pounds for those of you that use the pound system. Okay. Once again, I'm going to burnish that down with my bone folder. You could also use a brayer if you wanted to. I find that, you know, that just, well, it puts my mind at rest that it's going to stick properly. So now I'm going to attach that on there like so. Oh, let's ink it first. Nearly forgot again. Of course, I forgot to do it on the front of the album, journal. Okay, so let's make sure we've got them both up the same way so that I haven't got it upside down. You can see that I did print on the back of this with a coffee dyed image, but well, that was when I thought I was going to use it as a page. If I had have had my computer here and I could have had the capacity to reprint these pages, or I hadn't been so impatient to get it done, I would have reprinted it without an image on the back. So that's my back cover. And now I'll finish off my front cover. So I hope everybody is good and the new year has treated you kindly so far. I mean, very early into the new year yet, but already I'm a year older. My birthday is very soon after Christmas, so everything happens at once. My daughter's birthday is just before Christmas and mine's just after Christmas. And my granddaughter's is at the end of January, so we have 3 birthdays and Christmas all within a couple of weeks. So let's make sure we've got that up the right way. We have. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to using this different type of binding. As I said, I haven't done it before, so Oh yeah, you can see the difference there. See, that's the light green and that's the dark green. But I don't think it will be too noticeable. Okay. That must be the back. This is the front. So that's the back, that's the front, and these are my pages that I've got so far. So I'll have a quick run through. I've got some lace coffee dyed paper. I've got some music paper, a page from the printable, and that's a coffee dyed page. And this is, well, I'll show you the whole page, so that looks like that. And then I've got just a plain coffee dyed page, then another page from the printable with the ledger style pattern on the back. Then I've got the lace coffee dyed paper, another music sheet, another printable, so that's the double-sided ledger with the flowers on the edges. It's a great page, I reckon. Then I've got another lace coffee dyed paper. Then I've got this, this is another favourite. I love that page, the way the daisies go across the bottom and you've got your ledger paper in the background. Really nice. And then we've got our cover. So as I said, I've got to reprint 2 more pages, and once I've got that done, I'll come back and we will bind this book together. So I'm looking forward to it. It is, the spine will be flat like that, and when it's open, the pages open flat. So that's something that I'm really looking forward to. I have rearranged my signature because I haven't got the ability to print out some new printables at this point in time, and I probably won't have for a while, so I'm going to go with what I've got there. It's probably enough anyway. I've cut these pieces of fabric, as I said. These are samples from upholstery. So I've cut, I'm going to use this, you might not be able to see it, but I have drawn a line down there. There the line is, and that's what, 5/8 of an inch in, I think it is. Yes. And I'm going to try and line my pieces of fabric up with that. Now I cut the pieces of fabric 1.5 inches, and then I just cut the smallest amount off the edge using my pinking shears. So just for something a little bit different. Now I'm going to start here. I'm going to start, now you don't have to be this precise, but I wanted to start this first one off 1/4 inch down from the top. So I'm just going to put, I'll use fabric glue. So I'm going to use this fabric glue, and I'm just going to put glue on the first section, and then I'm going to line that up with that line, which is there, and about 1/4 inch down from the top. I'm going to put that about there and try and make it nice and straight, like so. Okay, I haven't got any over the back, and I'm going to do, then I'm going to, so from there I'm going to move down 1.25 inches and put another one. Actually, I might just come from the bottom up 1/4 inch and put that there. So I've got my top and my bottom in place. And then if I move that to 1.25 inches, and this one to 1.25 inches below that, and then I've got 1.25 inches near enough to that one. So that's what I'm going to do. Now these little pieces of fabric are 1 inch wide, so I'm just going to have a bit of a gap between and when I put the next layer on. As I said, you don't have to be this precise. This is the first time I've done it, so I want to be a bit careful. So that's that one done. Now we're going to take this one, and I have drawn the line on this one as well. So now we need to fit these in here. So they have to go centrally. So line that up, top and bottom, and then we can put our glue on there, line that up with our line and centre that as best we can in there. I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to try and centre that between those two, line it up with my line and stick it down. So we've got 4 tabs on the front cover, and we're going to have 3 tabs on the next page. One step. Like that, like that, like that, and one more here. Okay, so now we turn this page over, lay it on top of that page, and we attach the first ones that we stuck down, so the ones that are stuck on this outside cover. So we now fold those, so get some glue, put that on there, and fold that over, making sure that we've got this nice and flush, and fold that over like so. I've got some clips here, I'll just pop one of those on there to make sure that it grabs, and I will get a wipe to wipe up any excess glue. So now we're going to do the same for this one, and fold that over on there like so. And I will pop a clip on that just to hold that in place. Now this one, and I'm going to take that out to the edge a little bit more, fold that over, making sure that we've still got this lined up nice and straight, and pop a clip on that one. And the last one. Just check that that's still nice and straight. Do overlap that one somehow. Okay, and a clip on that. Okay, so that's what we have now. Our first 4 that we put on the front cover are now attached at the front and the back. And the ones that we put on our second page are just attached on the front of our second page. Now you can do this with folded pages like this. You can do it with single pages as well. It works exactly the same. So now that one goes there, and for our next page, I have not drawn my line on this one yet, so I'll do that now. And it was 5/8, so just lining my ruler up there at 5/8 and drawing my line. The line can be erased, of course, after we're finished. So now, that should have caught by now. So now it's time to put our next layer on. So now this one goes where our first layer went. Put that on there. Line that up with that. Line it up with our line. And there we go. That's our first one. Next one, I mean, it doesn't have to be this precise, as I said before, but because this is my first time, I am trying to make sure that I do it as precisely as I can. So now, take that clip off, put some glue on this one. Line them up. Put that in the same place as that. Line it up with our line. And that's that one. So we've got two. I'm going to do the same for the next two. Now you can have as many or as few tags as you like. That will depend on the length of your cover, like the height of your cover, and how much gap you want between them. I mean, I could have done this with just 3 tabs. I could have done it with 5 tabs. Whatever you like. Almost did that around the wrong way. Lay that on there, position that down there, and move that out of the way. So that's our next 4 tabs positioned. So now we fold that over on top of this collection, and because we've just attached 4 tabs, we're going to fold over the 3 that we did on the previous layer or page. So once again, I've got my glue on there, but I want to make sure I've got that lined up perfectly straight, and I'm going to fold that over there. Again for the middle, because remember we're doing 3 on this one. We're doing the 3 from the second page. So it's always the page before that you're folding over. Just check that I've still got that nice and straight. Fold that over there, like so. Okay, so I could put my clips on there to hold that in place. So now you can see the idea. They'll move on like so. So we'll progress through, and it will be exactly the same process. You don't need to watch me do the whole lot because I've got all of these to attach. I think, if you're doing this, I believe that you should always have an even number of attachments. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, whether they're single pages, like that's an attachment, even though it's a double page, that's one attachment. So you need an even number. If you're using just like single pages. You can just cut that in half and attach that as a single page. You still need an even number of pages. So I'm going to work my way through these. I'm going to put the camera on fast forward, so you don't have to spend the rest of the day here watching me do this. If you wanted to, you could even fast forward over the fast forwarding. So yeah, I'll do this. I'll leave the camera running, but I will fast forward it. So up to you whether you skip over it or not, but I'm going to go ahead and attach the rest of my pages. And when I've finished, I'll come back. Okay, so now I'm up to my back cover. So for the last page, you don't have to actually add any tabs to it. So what we need to do now is simply lay our back cover on top of this, line it up, so it's perfectly lined up, and glue those pieces down. Let's make sure we've got them both up the same way. So I'm not going to be upside down. And then we just apply our glue, the same as we did for the rest of the book. Now, some things I learnt along the way: don't take your glue right down to the edge, because when the book opens there is a gap there, and if you take your glue right down there it will be sticky. So don't do that, and try and make sure that you do keep your tabs lined up. It's not the end of the world if you don't, but it just looks a bit neater and they don't overlap. some of the ones down the bottom here got pretty close to overlapping, but because they're alternated it won't really hurt, but just aesthetically it's a bit nicer if you don't overlap. So there and the other thing is try and keep your strips of fabric or whatever you're using, you can use paper, I'm just using fabric because I think it would wear better. Try and keep them parallel. If you go offline a little bit, you'll see it when you open your book, because when you open your book, well, not in the front and back covers but normal pages, see how the fabric lines up with each other, and if you get off line, which I have there, you can see, you know, they're slightly different. I think on one of them you can see that one of them's a bit crooked, but you know, nothing it is a junk journal after all. And yeah, so there we have our a tab bound book. I'm not sure exactly what the name of this sort of binding is, but I've called it a tab binding. I will check up the proper name of it and put that in the title. So yeah, so that's what we've done today. So now I've got my journal all ready to go. I'm going to leave this for a short time because I want that glue to dry completely before I start messing around in here. There's a lot of glue there, you know, you're gluing onto your fabric, there's a lot of glue in that. So I want it to dry completely, so I'll probably put this away for the moment and come back to it tomorrow after it's completely dried. Okay, so that's my video for today. I'm going to be working on this journal. I'll do some off screen and some on screen. I have already made a whole heap of embellishments for this just using the kit, so making up all the elements from the kit. There's pockets and side tucks and all sorts of things, envelopes, and I've made those all up ready to put in here. So yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you can join me when I post my next video. If you're not already a subscriber, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel, and if you click the bell you'll be notified when I upload my next video. And if you click the like button and leave me a comment, that would be a big bonus also. So thanks again and see you next time. Bye.